Hi, folks. Welcome back to Pop Pop Fizzle. I'm Jeff.
I'm Heidi.
And we are back with episode 2 of Moonlighting,
Yay.
which is our new reaction series here on Pop Pop Fizzle. We started last week with the pilot episode, which I believe is just called Pilot. I don't think the episode actually had a name other than that, where we met Madeline Hayes and David Addison. Madeline Hayes... if you don't mind, I'll jump into a recap real quick. Madeline Hayes, a wealthy former supermodel who apparently had been swindled out of all of her money by her own people, her accountants and such, and found out that she was pretty much broke. Yep. She had a few businesses that she owned as part of her investment portfolio, one of which was a detective agency run by David Addison, played by Bruce Willis, and she basically tried to go and fire him and close down the place, and got herself involved in a murder situation that she and David then had to try and solve.
With treasure.
Yes,
there's treasure involved.
And David used that to catapult them into a partnership with this detective agency, now renamed Blue Moon, because why, Heidi?
She was the Blue Moon girl.
That's right, Blue Moon Shampoo. So a lot of fun that first episode.
Yeah,
it was your first time seeing the pilot, yeah?
Probably. Like, I watched some Moonlighting when it actually was on the air.
You're probably way too young for that show.
Way too young. Mm-hmm. It was on way too late. Don't know how I got. I meant to check today, or at least before we started filming the next episode, what day of the week it aired. I feel like it aired earlier in the week, either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because we also talked about like water cooler talk, or a coffee talk amongst friends. Talking about this series, so it had to have been still work day the next day. This was definitely not a Friday night show, but I was up too late for sure, and I was definitely too young for it when it came out. But I know I watched some of it. A lot of what I remember is that both of them screaming at each other across the office and slamming doors.
Right, there's a lot of that for sure.
There is a lot of that, so I remember that fondly, and pretty much all I remember.
And the secret to Moonlighting certainly was the chemistry between Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis. And as the series progressed, the behind the scenes thing, I think, was fraught with a lot of frustration and everybody not necessarily liking one another that well. But that anger and frustration played out as sexual chemistry on screen.
Apparently.
So it worked really well with their characters, and the show was written so well that it was a lot of fun too. This show did a lot of things that other shows at that time did not do, and certainly a lot of shows today don't do.
Took a lot of risks.
Like breaking the fourth wall and that kind of thing. But so much fun. We had a great time with the pilot.
We did.
The whole thing on the ladder out above the building made me very nervous. I'm one of those guys that I can feel my hands getting sweaty, when somebody's doing that. It makes my fingers ache.
Of course, and that reminded me that a certain other show that I enjoyed recycled that plot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was Gargoyles. I told you.
Oh, that's right. You did.
So they kind of recycled the...
I slept since then. My brain got wiped clean.
No.
Something fell through those Swiss cheese holes.
I was going to say, the holes got poked in there and it became Swiss cheese.
That's right.
But yeah, a Gargoyles episode did recycle a little bit of that plot. So it was kind of weird, because that's one of my favorite animated series. So to find that almost beat for beat, what was happening there. Of course, there were no flying things and, whatever. But it was kind of an interesting sort of, weird take to find that might have been an inspiration. I don't know if it was, but if it wasn't, that was a weird coincidence.
Now, obviously, with the pilot episode, a lot of thought would go into the writing because they wanted to hook watchers immediately. So I'm curious to see whether this second episode will be as mile a minute as the pilot was, or whether things will slow down some.
I suspect it's going to be mile a minute.
But it's been so long since I've watched the show.
Yeah.
I remember certain plot beats, but I couldn't tell you what season they happened in or anything like that. So it's all pretty fresh to me.
I don't remember.
We hope that you're enjoying us watching Moonlighting. We're only able to watch it because we have the DVD set for seasons 1 and 2, which means that once we get to 3 and 4, we're going to have trouble.
We're going to be out of luck. But
we want to know if you are interested in us keeping this journey going. There are 6 episodes in the first season. We're going to watch all 6. That's a given. Okay. But if you want us to continue watching this and reacting to it, we need to hear from you. And you can show us certainly by hitting the thumbs up button, subscribing to the channel. That helps too. But yeah, if we make it through season 1 and season 2, then we're going to have to figure out how to get season 3 and season 4. But what we want to do is try to get one of the streaming channels or streaming, not channels, services to pick up Moonlighting. And we understand that there's a lot of red tape involved because of some of the music and probably a lot of cost involved in that too. But come on, Disney Plus, Netflix, Amazon Prime, these guys have the money to do this, and they need to just step up and get it done.
As I mentioned in a previous reaction video, Disney definitely has just piles of money to throw in fireplaces to keep themselves warm. So, it shouldn't be a big deal to pick something like this up. But.
So let's do hashtag bring back Moonlighting. How about that?
Okay. Well, last time we did ask for hashtag ideas, so we have not aired our pilot yet, so if there are others, if you think there's something more snappy than hashtag bring back Moonlighting, like, by all means give us some suggestions, put those in your comments.
But let's get some attention drawn to this. Share this reaction around if you would, and try to get some people on board bringing back Moonlighting. We'd love to see it back, where a new generation of fans can appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we're not going to take up any more of your time. We're going to dive right into episode 2 and see what we think, and then when we're done, you can jump down in the comments below. Let us know how wrong we are about everything that we said, because it's the internet and that's your job.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we go.
There are buses in LA.
How else are you going to get to Nakatomi Tower?
I guess.
Saw a familiar name there. Tim Robbins.
Oh.
And there he is.
I don't remember him from anything.
He's in the Shawshank Redemption, honey.
I've never seen that. Uh-oh. Yeah, bedpan for the win.
You stupid punk. You gonna kill me now? Kill you. Hell yes, I'm gonna kill you.
Are we sure he needs to be in a hospital?
Yeah.
He seems pretty,
Maybe that was just a trap to get him to come for him.
Doesn't it seem a bit quiet to you?
Oh, I don't like that word.
Slow time. Mornings? Well, Monday? Kind of. Spring? The 80s. Or when do we work? Excuse me? Is Mr. Addison in his office?
Come on, Chris.
Come on, Chris.
Give her a kiss, Richard.
Oh my gosh.
100 people surveyed, top 7 answers on the board. Here's the question. Name a place where people ask smokers to stop smoking.
Restaurant.
Hospital.
Good answer, good answer.
Church.
Restaurant.
Airplane.
We have to talk.
Very small rocks.
Richard, look who's here. Wait. Stop. I have to tell you this. I had this dream last night. And in the dream, I come up with a great idea for a new TV show. I mean, a hit TV show. And the weird
Is it
thing
called
is,
Moonlighting?
I still think it's a great idea. You want to hear about it? Okay, I'll tell you about it. It's called Bus Station. You get it? Bus Station. Kind of romantic, kind of exotic. People come from all over the place, all going to exciting places. Buses, all shiny and new. Oh, boy.
Sounds familiar.
I know. I was like, that seems to be a show that I know.
Have you ever had a client?
What, you mean at this particular location? Being fair.
Not being honest.
Second, give
What
it a
am I
chance.
doing?
It's gonna
I'm not a
work,
detective.
really.
I'm destitute. I should be
Maddie,
selling my
Maddie,
house,
listen
my
to
car.
me. I have a client coming in. A big client.
You do?
But you're at 11:30. Sure I do. Of course I do. Would I say I did if I didn't?
Mhm.
Remember, if you can't say anything nice.
What's this client's name?
What kind of question is that? What does it matter? The only thing that matters is that he is going to be here in 20 minutes for a meeting with you and me.
20 minutes?
20 minutes. Isn't it worth waiting around another 20 minutes? Rex tough. Building security. Look nonchalant.
Excuse me.
Nonchalant.
Nonchalant.
Nonchalanter. That man over there?
Ew. Cover your mouth. Oh, he
Waiting
is.
for Mr. Taylor.
Mr. Rye? Is that what he's calling himself? Okay, here it is. We have reason to believe that man is carrying a bomb in his briefcase. Don't look. Just do what I say.
This is Mr. Tuff, Mr. Taylor's assistant.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Rye. Mr. Taylor's
Ew.
been delayed. In the
Hand
meantime, I'd like to
sanitizer.
get some preliminary information about your case in my office.
Certainly.
Mr. Rye, I can't tell you how happy we are that you chose the Blue Moon Detective Agency. Can you tell me, how did you come to hear of us?
Oh, I just happened to need a detective agency, and there you were. I'd like you to find my son if you can.
If anyone can, we can.
When you say find your son,
We haven't seen each other in over 20 years.
Did you try Googling him?
Truth is, he may not want me to find him at all. I'm prepared to pay you $10,000 if you can locate him quickly.
I'll find you a whole family for $10,000.
Shh.
more than
Each.
It isn't. There's just one thing that I didn't tell you. I believe Michael may be involved in something nefarious. If that's true, he won't be easy to find.
Put on your seatbelts.
newspaper people, the police, the DA's office, and none of them have
80s.
ever heard of Michael Rye, much less know where he is. He's either the most amazing criminal alive or
He's
no criminal
got
at
both
all.
hands on the wheel. He's not smoking with a cocktail.
How can I relax? This is our first big
She's not wearing one either.
first case period, and we haven't even got the tiniest clue as to how to solve it.
Ask me about Plan B.
You have a plan B?
Amazing but true.
Let's just forget this whole detective business.
What are you talking
You can
about?
just take
She's
me
ready to quit every
She
second.
really is.
about us being in business. What's the point if you won't even let me try?
Unbutton that button. People with an attitude do a little advertising. One more.
Jerk.
There you are.
There I am, all right.
Shake your do.
Check by what?
Your hair. Shake your do. All right, now let me see you move.
Move.
Walk. You know, one foot in front of the other.
I'm so glad that they have the time and space to do this outside the bar in broad daylight.
You be in
Yeah.
trouble.
Let's put a little motion in the ocean, kid. Hey, my man. All right.
Nothing.
Now this man has his attitude down pat. Long time no see. Yo, you remember me, right? Sure you do. Oh, me? You're looking great, kid. No, really, you are really looking great.
What is your story, man?
Me? I was born in a little town just outside of Philadelphia.
Wow. Are you Captain America?
You're starting to tick me off, pal. Too late to apologize?
A little curly. Yeah.
For those of us who may have tuned in a little late, just what is it you think we want Michael Rye to do?
Don't play dumb with me. Michael Rye is one of the best young contract killers in the business. That's the guy you're looking for, right?
Blue Moon Detective Agency. We're detectives with a heart. We're here to do our part. In your moment of need, we'll be there indeed. So please don't be shy. Just give us a try. We're cooperative and discreet. We really can't be beat. And if I may be so bold, I'd like to put you on hold.
Anybody ever gives you a choice between dying slow and dying fast, I promise you, take the express.
Thanks.
Now,
Are these the things you wanted to tell your son?
my son.
Because he's dying. Because that poor, sweet little old man is dying.
Great, now we're all gonna die. Let's make a few calls. Maybe we can get a group raid at the cemetery.
You're making an awful lot of assumptions. Just because his son's a killer doesn't mean he isn't a nice person.
Just what exactly did you say to him?
I told him we were still working on it. I told him we had a solid lead.
I thought we were having a stimulating discussion here. Where are you going?
Addison, we don't belong in business together. We don't think alike. We don't agree on
Jeez,
anything.
she's getting ready to quit again. Like, well, there should be like a quit counter here.
Like meatballs on your spaghetti, right? Me too. How about books? Let's talk about books. Me, I read left to right. How about you? Amazing coincidence or what? All right. You want to get deep? Let's talk about sex. Who'd have guessed? I like sex too. I think it's almost frightening how much we have in common. Come on, we have to hurry. We have to go by the office, pick up your things, and take you home.
Don't even think about trying anything. This gun will blow a hole the size of a beer can through the door, and then it'll blow another hole the size of a bowling ball through you.
Neat.
Find some of you on the floor and some of you in the bathroom across the hall.
Cool.
Think this guy enjoys his work?
Man came in here, said his name was Farley Rye. Said he was dying. Said he wanted to see you one last time.
Wyatt Earp, looks like you aren't the only one who was set up. It means we've been hired by one killer to find another.
Sweet, pudgy little man is a killer?
If he's so good, what are you so happy about?
Because he's sick and he's old. He's had it. He's old school. Poisons, knives, guns. His idea of exotic is plastic explosives.
Here's the check.
No, thanks.
Oh, take it.
I hear you're the best.
That's not a Honda Accord. Looks like one.
How's your speed?
Likewise.
Pretty good.
How's your
Likewise.
David, we got to do something to stop this.
Why?
Stop this, please, both of them.
There, done.
Ted! Drop your weapon, Ted! I made it, Ted! I blew his head off!
Why would he care?
May, you gotta learn to relax and give a girl a chance.
Okay, but we've established that she's no good with these.
Please don't kill me.
Ugh, what a wuss.
You know, dying's a funny deal. When you know it's coming.
Not ha-ha funny, but still.
Think about his life. I remember the face of every man I ever killed.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Friendship.
Get out of here, you scamp.
You're not my son, but I expect if I had one to be just like you.
Oh, Dad.
So you listen to me.
Come on, muss his hair. Muss his hair.
Walk away from it, kid.
I'm excited.
Excuse me?
Got a great idea for a Broadway show. Lots of singing, lots of dancing, big sets, bright lights. Want to hear what it's called?
Train station? David, it was just a lucky guess. David, it'll never happen again in a million years.
All right, that is it for Showdown at the So-So Corral. Heidi, your thoughts?
This was a fun episode.
Gunfight.
Gunfight.
So Corral.
As expected, they did keep up with a lot of the snappy dialogue. You have to be listening to hear what's happening, because if you just doze off for half a second, you've missed 14 lines. The way that they kind of go back and forth.
Right.
I like this little. I like the setup of the show, because you have our main characters and then you have the guest stars. It's
right.
almost like kind of exotic, kind
like
of
bus station.
Yeah.
People just come and go.
But we got to see some, new characters wander through for this episode, never to be seen again, I'm sure. But it was fun, I seriously do think we need to have a quit counter for the series, just to see how many times she quits, and then how many times he brings her back in for no particular reason. She just kind of gets wooed back in, somehow, whatever he said just made sense, but it totally didn't.
Yeah, but I think the notion is that she's really excited about the prospect of it, but then it just seems overwhelming and hard, and it's never going to work, and she's fed up with him, but she keeps coming back because she really does want it to work. She just, I don't know. But it is a continuing dynamic that she's constantly ready to be done with him and the business. So
how did they get so many phone calls happening all at once? Suddenly, there was nothing happening, and then all of a sudden, that not only were they getting a phone call, that phone call had to be put on hold.
Well, clearly somebody got the elevators working again, and then that.
Sure, that's what happened. I just want to know what kind of advertising got them to just have the phones ringing off the hook suddenly.
There are things that stand out about this series for me when I think about, how when it's been a long time, your memory sort of
kind of mushes everything together.
Yeah, everything's kind of congealed in one sort of block of memory. In
moonlighting pot.
Right. And so among the things I remember are her constantly wanting to quit, him singing a lot, and I've been surprised at how much music they're using, though, so it makes sense why it's complicated to put this on a streaming platform. But also one of the things that I remember is him doing Three Stooges things that kind of thing. I remember that, and of course Fourth Wall Breaks, which we haven't had a lot of yet, but that's coming. And then of course Miss DePesto and her phone answering skills, which seems to be different each time, which is fun.
Excuse me. I'm sure they wrote a new one for her every single episode.
Yeah. Gotta love Mr. Pesto. Anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode, and it is more of a we're settling into how things are kind of episode.
Yeah, kind of after the high of that first.
We're continuing to build their relationship, but it's a case of the week.
Yeah.
which is fine because you know you're going to get those.
Yeah.
As we said, there are only 6 episodes in the first season. This was episode 2, so we got 4 more ahead of us for the first season. We definitely want to hear from you about whether you're enjoying this and whether you want to continue to watch along with us. Now, if you own Moonlighting on DVD as we do, then you certainly can support us on Patreon. We put the full reaction up there, and you'll just need to sync it up. We put a time code. You can just hit play and watch along with us if you want to watch our full reaction. But we definitely do want to find Moonlighting on a streaming platform of some kind.
Yeah.
So let's put some pressure on the Netflixes and the Amazon Primes and the Apple Plus and the Disney Plus and all the pluses.
All the things.
Yes. What's the plural of plus? Pluses?
Pluses?
Plus I?
So this originally aired on ABC, if I recall correctly.
I believe so.
Okay. So what network is the parent company of ABC now? What
That's
streaming
Disney.
Streaming service? So Disney. So Disney, you have piles of cash just laying around.
That's right.
You fill your bean bags with it, and that's
Come on, Mouse, get on this.
Yeah. So there's no reason why this can't show up on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
honestly. So
absolutely.
Let's
and
see
even
that.
if it was on NBC or CBS, both of those have their own streaming services. They could be putting this out there.
Yes.
So there's no reason for it not to be out there, except that somebody's either too lazy or too cheap. So let's get on it.
Or maybe they think there's no interest. So put some interest out
Yeah,
there.
now that certainly you have something to do with. So let people know that you want to see Moonlighting on. So you use a hashtag, whatever hashtag we decide on. Again, we'll definitely look. The first episode, as we're recording this, has not gone up yet. So
I feel like by the time we air our the season finale for episode 1, maybe we can kind of have a poll up on our Patreon, just kind of like
we can do that.
Yeah, for the best hashtag to use. But in the meantime, use as many as you want.
That's right.
Hashtags.
Save Moonlighting, bring back Moonlighting.
Yeah.
Make mine Moonlighting, which might be, I don't know.
I'm not sure how that works.
But yeah, something we can figure out something. But the important thing is to draw attention to this show.
Some walk by Moonlighting.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm going to look forward to this because of the chemistry between the two leads, and also just because I'm going to get to hear that fun outro theme song every time.
Every time.
That's right. Anyway,
we don't skip ahead. We actually do listen to it.
Yeah, we can't play it for you. And
No.
there's so many edits that I'm going to have to make in this show just around the music.
Mm-hmm.
We apologize for that. There's really nothing we can do about that. But we're enjoying it.
They'll get to miss me dancing unless you tune into Patreon.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for us. We will see you next time for episode 3 of season 1 of Moonlighting. We're excited. We hope you are too. We'll catch you then. Until then.
Bye.
Bye.